Hi children, this is Lakshmi Arvinda. Today we are going to see the chapter number 14, Statistics. What is meant by statistics first? Statistics means which will deal with the collection of data and analyzing that data, storing that data. This all means understanding that data. Each and everything we will learn in this chapter. First one, collection of data. What is meant by collection of data means what is meant by data first? Data is a collection of information. It may be in a numericals, it may be in a sentences, it may be in a figures, it may be in any form which will give some information about something is called as a data. Now that data, how we can collect? We will collect from different resources. For example, now I want heights of all the children of 9th standard. Now I will collect, I will ask each and everyone and I will collect that data. That collecting of that heights information of the students is called as a collection of data. Here, whatever the data I will collect, that is called as a raw data, because there will be no any order in that data. Randomly I will just collect, maybe rule number wise or some other way. I will just collect and I will store it. And again here, that data whatever I will collect for myself, that is called as a primary data. Means if I am the researcher, then if I'll collect the data for myself and I will store it for myself, then that is called as a primary data. Now some other teacher also wants the heights of the 9th class children. What she will think means, why again I had to collect each and everything from the students? I will just ask ask mass ma'am. Already she collected, that I will collect. Now she will collect the heights of the 9th class students from me. Whatever the data she is collecting from me, the second person, she is not collecting from you people, she is collecting from the second person, and I collected from you, from me she is collecting. So that data is called as a secondary data. Next one, as I told you, that whatever the data we collected, that will be no order at the first. Then after, if we will keep it in one particular order, either in a ascending order or descending order, then that process is called as a organization of data. Next, presentation of data. Now what is meant by presentation of data means, once after collecting the data, the raw data we cannot show for you like that only, just randomly, okay, some name I'll write, some height I'll write, there will be no order. Now if I will present the data in a meaningful way, means once after seeing that you should get, yes, what is this data is related to, and what is the highest, what is the lowest, some meaningful way if I'll show, that is called as a presentation of data. Now if we'll see one example, here marks obtained by 10 students in mathematics test they given. So here we can see that marks 55, 36, 95 till 62 about the 10 students. Here this data, there is any order like descending to ascending or highest to lowest, there will be no any order. So this data is called as a raw data. Now if we'll see here down, I arranged the data in a ascending order, means that is smallest number to the biggest number. So this is called as a organization of the data. After organizing the data, it will be more easier for us to understand the data. Here, if we want to find range of the data, that is the difference between the highest and the lowest values in all observations, is called as a range of the data. For suppose here if we'll see, the highest is 95, the lowest is 25. So the difference between 95 and 25 is 70. So the 70 is called as a range of the data. Next one, example 2, if we'll consider here we are having here very small example. So only 10 members, we just arranged from here from lower to smaller, and we just presented that data somehow. Now if we will see here, 30 students out of 100, how many marks they got? Now this type of things, how we will do means, we will try to select the frequency table. Here again, for the frequency table, we are having two types of frequency tables. One is ungrouped frequency table and grouped frequency table. Now I will show you what is meant by ungrouped frequency table. Here if you will see, the marks obtained is from 10 to the maximum it is there 92. So what and all marks obtained, so that and all we will write one by one. So in the column of marks, we will write 10, 20, 36, 40 in a increasing order. All the marks obtained by the children. Now we will go for the data again. Now we will count how many times the 10 is repeated. That is called as a frequency. Number of students, that is called as a frequency. So we will do count. First 10. Here 110 is there. Is there any another 10 in the data? No. So the frequency of the 10 is 1. Next 20. How many 20s are there? Here 1. Is there any another 20? No. So how many times the 20 occurred? 1. So the frequency of the 20 is 1. Now 36. Here if we'll see, 36, here 1 it is there. Is there any another 36? Yes, second line one more 36 it is there. And one more 36 is here. That's it. So totally 3 times the 36 is repeating. So the frequency of the 36 is 3. So here you cannot observe any groups in the marks table. Just 10 and what is the frequency. Like that we return for all the marks. We'll just see from the given information. We'll write what is the frequency of that marks. Now if we will see example number 3. Here 100 plants are there. So if you'll see, observe children one by one. See in the first example, just 10 members. We just like from smallest to bigger, a small organization of the data. If it is 30 numbers, means it's like a mediocre data. So here I just used ungrouped frequency table and I used. Now if we'll see 100 people. Now from this, which is the lowest, which is the highest, to find only it will take a lot of time, no? And if we'll write again table for this with the grouped frequency table, it will be a more longer also. Each and every mark if I want to note down, no? So each and every mark 34, 36, 37, 38 means there will be no difference for the table and the given data. So this time I will use grouped frequency distribution. How it will be means, I'm not going to use 36, 34 or 35 separately, 39 and all separately. I'm not going to take. I'll just group like 30 to 40 one group. Means who and all will come under 30 to 40. Okay. Then again 40 to 50. Again 50 to 60. Now here you can observe that. See, here what we will do means we will just make it as a groups. 20 to 29, 30 to 39, 40 to 49, 50 to 59. Here it's not a continuous groups. continued data. Here you can see that here 29, here 30, means 20 to 29 is one group. Who and all it is there. Even there is a difference between the continued class intervals and uncontinued, means not a continuing class intervals. That and all, I think so this year is not there, next year you are having. So now you are seeing that class intervals which is not continuation, means 20 to 29. Here again 30 it is getting started. Okay, now if we'll see, same 20 to 29, 30 to 39. Now we will just pick, means from here what and all it is there between 20 to 29. Each and everyone will come under that class. That is 28. Still one like that only. If we'll see, only one is there. No, 3 it is there. Here one is there, and one more maybe some other way. Here also some shadow is there, maybe some other way here. Yes, here 23. So how many are there? 23, 27, 28. So 3 are there. So what we will do means, in the tally marks we will write 3 lines, and we will write frequency. Number of schools is 3. Same way 30 to 39. We will just calculate how many it is there. Whenever we are writing the tally marks, children, first we will use, I think so you already know, 4 lines, and 5th line should be on that 4 lines. So this will equalize to the 5. Set means once after seeing that only you can understand how many sets are there. No need to count again this how many standing lines are there, how many slant lines are there, because one set is equals to 5, one set is equals to 5, one more set is 4. So 14 directly you can write. Okay, so like that this is called as a grouped frequency table. Now we will see exercise 14.2. The first one, the blood group of 30 students of class 8th are recorded as follows. Represent this data in the form of frequency distribution table. Which is the most common and which is the rarest blood group among these students? Yes, first they are asking that they collected the information of 30 students. Here there is no arrangement, nothing. Now we have to arrange this all the data in the frequency distribution table. So frequency distribution table means which is ungrouped. So we will just take all the blood groups A, B, O. Now we will calculate how many number of students are there in A. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Totally 9 A's are there. 9 students are having A blood group. So the number of students is 9. Next B, same way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the number of students who is having B blood group is 6. Like that we will calculate each and every blood group. Then after the questions, again they ask 2 more questions. The first one is, which is the least common and which is the most common? So first one is which is the least common blood group here? The AB. After seeing this number of students only we can say no, the 3 is the least thing. So the AB blood group is the least. Out of 30 only 3 are there, and most common blood group is O. So the most common maximum blood group is answer O. Next one, the distance in kilometers of 40 engineers from their residence to their place of work were found as follows. Yes, 40 engineers are there, it seems. For them, the distance between their home to their residence to the office is as follows. Now construct a grouped frequency distribution table with class size 5. The data given above the data given talking the first interval as 0 to 5. 5 not included. What is the main features do you observe from this tabular representation? Here they are asking grouped frequency table we have to construct, and they are only giving that the class interval, the class interval should be taken with the class size 5. Okay, so now we will see the answer. First one, 0 to 5. Yes. And 5 to 10. Then 10 to 15. 15 to 20, 20 to 25. The maximum is 30 to 35. So here you can observe, children, as I told you already, I thought it's not there. Here you can see the continued distribution. Okay, here you can see the continuous distribution here, 5 to 5, 10 to 10, 15 to 15, 20 to 20, 25 to 20, 30 to 30. Like continuous distribution table we can see here. Means the classes are continued. Now how we have to take? Here as I told you, they told that the first class interval is 0 to 5. And 5 not included in this. So the next class interval size is 5, no? So 5 to 10, but 10 we will not include in that class. Means 10 we will take for the next. Only the class size we have to take 5. So 5 to 9, who and all is there, 5 to 9 kilometers we will take under this. Next, here 10 to 14 will be taken and 15 will be taken in the next class. Okay. So now we will see first 0 to 5. How many, or else we can do one thing, children, one by one we can write and go. First one is 5. So 5 means where we have to put a line in a 5 to 10. Next one is 3. So 3 means here one line. Next one is 10. So 10 means it should be taken here. Next one is 20. So 20 should be taken here. Next one 11. So 11 should be taken here. Like that 1 mark we will just give and go. Finally we will complete all. If we'll miss or what in between, sometimes we may miss also, no? So why? First write the frequencies. Yes, it is there 5, it is there 11, it is there 11, it is there 9. Like that write the frequencies and add the frequencies that should be equals to the number of given data. Here they mentioned there are 40 engineers. So automatically this total frequency should be equals to that 40 engineers. So in that way we have to complete the tabulation of data. And they are asking which class interval, means where the more number of people are staying. Means where more number of people are staying in between 5 to 10 and even 10 to 15. So together we can take 5 to 15 kilometers. The most number of people are staying to the residence. Means from the office. Next one, the relative humidity in percentage of certain city for month of 30 days was as follows. 38.1, 38.6, 99, 98.1, 98.6, 99.2, 90.3 and so on. First one, construct a grouped frequency distribution table with the classes 84 to 86, 86 to 88, means they only given the class interval size and all. And which month or region do you think the data is about? What is the range of this data? Okay. Here, first we will construct the distribution table. Group distribution table. Here actually there is no tally marks in the middle. Please try to do that also, children. It will be good. First one, 84 to 86. How much it is? How many are there? Yes, here one it is there. 84.9. So the frequency is 1. Here why we did not take the tally marks, means the number of things are less. If it is more means, if we'll take tally marks, it will be more easier for us. One line, one line, and immediately we will note down in the tally marks, and the frequency we can write easy way instead of searching in all the numbers. Now here little less, no, so like that 84 to 86 1 it is there, 86 to 88 1, like that all the frequencies we have written. After writing, we can observe that which is the most humidity, 92.94, which is having 7, frequency is 7. Now the first one is question frequency distribution table we constructed. Then relative humidity is more. These days are taken during rainy season. They are asking that. What is the second question they asked? Which month or season do you think this data is about? Here if we'll see, the humidity is little bit more. So this may be taken in rainy season. And maximum humidity is 80. Here the maximum we can see that 92 to 94. That is, sorry, the maximum, they are not asking what is the maximum frequency which class interval is having. They are asking what is the maximum humidity. So from here the maximum humidity we can observe 99.2 and the minimum number is 84. From the table only 84 is the minimum and the maximum is 99.2. So range, as you know already, maximum minus minimum. So 99.2 minus 84.9 will be 14.3. That's it. Next, a study was conducted to find out the concentration of sulfur dioxide in the air in parts per million of the certain city. The data obtained for 30 days as follows. First one, make a grouped frequency table. For this data, which class intervals as 0 to 0.04 to 0.04 to 0.08, like that they only given the class intervals. Now we have to construct a grouped frequency table. So first we have to find which is the smallest here and which is the maximum number we are having. So maximum number we can see that almost all more than 22 it is there, the maximum. Okay, so minimum is 0.3 also is there, is here 0.01 also it is there. So the minimum is 0.01. Now first one, whatever they given based on the class intervals we will construct. Here if we'll see 0.0 to 0.04, 0.04 to 0.08, like each and every class interval size is 0.04. By adding that we are getting the next number. So like that till 0.24 we have taken, because we are having the maximum 0.22. So now same way we will just count what and all it is there in between 0.00 to 0.04. If we will count the number of days for this class is 4. Just count from here, children. If I do and go each and everything, it will take lot of time. So from your side only I am expecting you to do. Here they are showing 4. So 4, where and all it is there. 0.03, which is in between 0.01 to 0.04. Here 0.02. Next here 0.01. Here 0.01. Like that the number is 4 in between that. So like that 0.00 to 0.03. We will take 0.04 will be considered in next class interval. Like that we will write all the frequencies. Now if we'll say which day means which will be the, what is the maximum concentration of sulfur oxide. 1 minute. Make a grouped frequency table. Next, for how many days was the concentration of sulfur dioxide is more than 0.11. So how many days we are having more than 0.11 means we have to take this more than 0.11 means these 3 class intervals. All also we will get. So 2 plus 4, 6, 6 plus 2, 8 days there is a more than 0.11 parts per million. Next one we will see graphical representation of the data. Actually children, whenever we will see, just now till now we discussed plotting that, this and all, tabulation of the data, each and everything. Sometimes we will feel bored to do, no? Even understanding also sometimes, if I am having some one page to read, if I am having one picture to see, which one is the most interesting for me means, as of my knowledge, I will be having, I'll show more lot of interest to see that picture instead of reading that one page. So why here we are having graphical representation of the data, where we will use some types of bar charts, pie charts, histograms, your pictorial representation. Each and everything will come under this type of representations only, pictorial representation, each and everything. But in this class, we are going to read about bar chart, and here now we are going to see about the bar chart, histogram, and frequency polygon. Okay, in this class. Now first one is the bar chart. I hope each and everyone know about this bar graphs. If anybody can do, actually I will not force you to do on a graph paper, but you have to do on a graph paper. But without my presentation, how many of you know to use the graph paper is again a big question mark. So I am expecting you to do on a graph paper on all the bar graphs. No ma'am, we are unable to do, we don't know how to plot it on a bar graph sheet. Then you can do on a white pages book, your classwork only, but with proper scale, like 1 unit, 1 centimeter, like that you please take. Now first we will see bar chart or bar graph. What is meant by bar chart or bar graph means, where we will use the bars, either vertical bars or horizontal bars, to represent the data. Here we can see that all bars will be in a same width, but the height of the bars will be varying based on the data given. Okay, now we will see one of the example here. Here the what kind of pet do you own means, the data which is related to the pets. If we'll ask the people, they'll be having pets. No, some will be having cat, some will be having a dog, some will be rabbit, goldfish, hamster, like that. If we'll collect the information there, if here we plotted that. First one is rabbit. Rabbit, if we'll see, 4 member of people are having the rabbits in their home as a pet. Same way dog, 8 members. Cat, 11 members. Goldfish, 6 members. Hamster, 5 members. Okay, here if you'll observe, based on the number of people, the bar's height is getting changed. Cat is having the most pet, so 11 members are having the cat, so the bar is more height, means which is taller than remaining all the bars. But width, if we'll observe, there is no change in any width. Now is next one is histogram. Histogram is nothing but the same like bar graph only, but here we will use each and every bars next to next, just for your idea. And here the histogram, first it was introduced by Carl Pearson. And first step what we will do means, here each and every bar we will construct, no, that is called as a bin or bucket. Okay, and the range of the data, here we will be having a single data like a 10, like that. But here histograms, it will be chosen for the grouped data. Grouped data means we use it just now, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, like that intervals of data. For the type of intervals of data, we will use these histograms. And here it will be not overlapping, but just next to next we will draw. And for the bar graphs, if I told you the width of the bars will not change, it will be same. But histograms, it may be change. Not required to be a same size, same width. It should be a same width, like that we cannot say for the bins. Here the bar will be called as a bin. We cannot call as a bar. Okay. Now this is one of the example for the histogram. Here this is the age, and here it is the frequency. Now from 20 to 30, How many members are there in that group? 2 members. From 30 to 40, how many members are there? Here 5 members. 4 members. 40 to 50. Here again 4. 50 to 60. 5. Like that. Next to next. 80 to 90 there was no. And 90 to 100 there was 1. Okay. And this, as I told you, the histogram, the bar should no need to be in a same size. If I want to take 2 class intervals like 40 to 60 together, then that time the bar will be more lengthy, means more widthy. Okay, length will be depend upon the again the number of people. Next one, frequency polygon. Frequency polygon is again identical to a histogram, but here what we will do means, while comparing the sets of data or cumulative frequency distribution, it uses. How we will use means, first one, here also by using intervals only. First we will choose the class intervals and we will draw. And then we will find the class mark. Class mark in the sense, what is the middle value of that class interval. For example, if I am having 10 to 20 as the interval, then 10 plus 20 by 2, that is 15, is the class interval of that class range. Means the class mark mid value. The mid value means that is called as a class mark also. That class mark will be getting by adding lower and upper boundary. The middle value is called as a mark. Now mark the frequency on the class on the vertical axis. Now there will be vertical axis. No, so that mark we will mark on each and every bin or each and every bar. Vertical axis, this all axis, the middle value will be marked. Then connect these points using a line. Like this we will connect all the points. Okay, now let us consider the example. Here, see, first we started from the A and B. This is the middle number. Next for the C, class mark will be at the middle. So here we will mark. For the D and for the E. Now we connect all the middle ones. Then this polygon is called as a frequency polygon. Now we will see exercise 14.3, which is related to that. First one. A survey conducted by an organization for a cause of illness and death among the women between the ages 15 to 44 in years worldwide found the following figures. Now represent information given below. Above is graphically. Which condition is a major cause of the women ill health and health worldwide? Try to find out with the help of your teacher any 2 factors which play a major role in cause, in above being a major cause. Okay. The last one we will discuss in a future, children, the third question. So we will discuss now first and second. First one is represent the information given below in a graphically. So I will select the bar graph. Now here totally 6 causes are there. So we will get 6 bars. And the numbers is ranging from 3.1 to 22. Means like from 4.1 it is there. So based on the values, first we have to select the what is the length, means what is the class, what is the scale we can choose instead of class and all, what is the scale we can choose. Here if you'll observe from 4 to 30, nearly 25 it is there. So each and every unit we will take as 5, 10, 15, 20 like that. If sometimes if the numbers are in hundreds, then we will change the scale like 50s, 100, 150 like that. If it is very smaller numbers like 1, 2, 3 like that, then each and every unit 1, 2, 3, sometimes 2, 4, 6 like that. Based on the given values, we have to select the scale on the both the axis, x and y axis. Now here on the x axis, one horizontal axis is 1 centimeter and on y axis 1 centimeter is equals to 5%. Okay, now first one, reproductive. Now the first one, again we'll go for the information here. Reproductive health conditions, that is 31.8. So 31.8 means where we will get first one from 31.8 means it should be more nearly 30 and 35. So just above the 30. So we will take the bar like this till that time. Next one is neuropsychiatric conditions, that is 25.4 it is there. So from the second bar should be 25.4 means just next to the 25. Okay, even here some measurements little bit change is there means you just to take 25.4. So just next to that. Okay, just next to the 25. Okay, 30, 31, 32. Here just first one is 31.8. So just next to the 31, 30. Okay, then 12.4. Here this and all you have to take approximate way only. 12.5 means it will be in between 10 and 15. So exactly in the middle of 10 and 15 you should get this bar. Same way the next one. Now if we'll see after seeing these bars only we can say. First one, the second question is, what is the condition is the major cause of women's ill health and death worldwide? So which will be having a more height here? This first condition. The first condition is reproductive health conditions. The first one is reproductive health condition. So which is the most highest cause? Reproductive health condition. Then the next one is nerve and skin. So we will discuss the third answer afterwards in the class. Okay. Next one. Given below are the seats won by the different political parties in the polling outcome of a state assembly elections. Draw a bar graph. Again same bar graph only children. So I will take political party on the x-axis A, B, C, D and seats 1 on the y-axis, and the range is started from the 10 and ending with the 75. So again here also we will take the scale by using here whatever the given information. It is varying from the 10 to 75 means each and every unit I will take as 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 and so on. So now first one A is 75. So whenever we are drawing a bar graph, A bar should be in between 70 to 80. Exactly middle of the 70 to 80. So here we will get this is the height of the bar. Next one B is 55, which will be in between 50 and 60. So exactly in the middle it is 55. Next one is C, 37. 37 means which will be in between 30 to 40, and here will be the means nearly to the 40 will be 37. Same way all the bars we will draw. After drawing the all bars, which political party won the maximum number of seats? So by seeing this only we can say which political party? The party A, that is A bar is the highest. So A political party won the maximum number of seats. Next, a political party won the maximum number of political party won the maximum number of seats. That's it. Next one, the length of 40 leaves of a plant are, they measured the length of 40 leaves it seems. The length of 40 leaves of a plant are measured correct to 1 millimeter and the obtained data is represented in the following table. Length in millimeter, 118 to 126, number of leaves 3, 127 to 135 5, 136 to 144 9, 145 to 153 12, 154 to 162 5, 163 to 171 4, 172 to 182. Now the first one, draw a histogram to represent the given data. Yes, first here if you'll see, the class intervals are not continued. There is a break. Here 126, then next is starting with the 127. As I already mentioned this is not a continued. So first we have to make these class intervals as a continued, because histograms we have to draw next to next. If there is a gap between 126, the upper interval of this class and this lower limit of this class, then the upper limit and lower limit, the difference will give a gap between the two histograms, two bins. So first we will convert this into the continuous class interval. How we will convert it into a continuous class interval means, here how much it is missing, 126 to 127, it is missing 1. That's what, no, 126 to 127, there is a missing of 1. So that 1 we will do two parts. One part we will add here, one part we will subtract here. Again one part will be added here, one part will be subtracted here. 1/2 is 0.5. So 0.5 should be added here, 0.5 should be subtracted. 0.5 should be added here, subtracted. Like that we will make it as a continued class interval like this. Then we will write the frequencies as it is. Now we will go for the histogram. Okay. Now first one is draw a histogram to represent the given data. So we are drawing first class interval 108.5, then 117.5, then 126.5, like that it is increasing. Means each and every class interval is getting increased by 999. Now first one 117 to 117.5 to 126.5. How many it is there? 3. So the x-axis is denoting the class intervals and the y-axis then is denoting the number of leaves. Here the minimum and maximum 12 only it is there. So we will take the scale also 1 centimeter, 1 unit. Like 1 leaf, 2 leaves, 3 leaves, like that. Now first 117.5 to 126.5, there is a 3 leaves. So till 3 we will take the thing. Next one we are having 9. The next class interval 126 to 135, there is a 5. Sorry. Now till 5 the height of the bar. Next 9, same way. How we will draw the bar graph, same way we will draw the bars, but next to next. Then after taking these bars, next they are asking the second question, is there any another suitable graphical representation for the same data? Already we have drawn here the histogram. So from this only what we can draw, frequency distribution, frequency polygon we can draw, no? So which is the nearby graphical representation, means frequency polygon. So I will take all the middle values and join all the middle values. Okay. Now the one which is the suitable means frequency polygon. Is it correct to conclude that the maximum number of leaves are 153 millimeter long, and why? See, they are asking maximum is 153 millimeter long. We will see where the maximum it is there. The maximum, if you will see, it is at 144.5 to 153.5. So, okay, means the middle value if you will take, it will be not exactly 153. It's upper limit only. So, no, we cannot decide like that which is having the maximum at 153. Okay. Next one. The following table gives us the lifetime of 1400 neon lamps. Okay. Now, we have to represent the given information with the help of form, in the help of histogram, and how many lamps have a lifetime of more than 700 hours. First check whether the class intervals are continuous or not. Yes, it is there continuous, 300 to 400, 400 to 500, like that. And the lamps age, the number of lamps is starting from 14 to 48. So, 14 to 86 is the maximum. So, we will decide on the x-axis, we will take the lifetime. On the x-axis, lifetime, we will take from 100, 200, 300 like that. Means each and every scale, it will be differ from 100, 100, 100. And on the y-axis, we will take from 10. Means 0 origin, 20, 30, 40, 50 and so on. Now we will see. Here scale on the x-axis 1 class interval is equals to 1 centimeter. Y-axis 10 bulbs equals to 1 centimeter. So first one here, because of the place consumption they did not mention. You just mention from like which is the first one 300 to 400. So this is 300. This is 400. This is 500. Like a small letters you just mention. Then first one is 14. So 14 means which is in between 10 and 20. Little bit nearer to 10. So like that we will draw all the bars. Okay, the next one is 56. 400 to 500 is 56. So 56 means which will be in between 50 and 60. Not exactly middle of the 50 and 60, just above the middle point. Like that we will draw all the bars. And which is having a highest value here? 86. That is here 86. That which class interval? 400 to 500, 300 to 4, 4 to 5, 5 to 6, 6 to 7. So 184 lamps have the lifetime more than 700 hours. So this is the highest one. How many lamps have the lifetime of more than 700? So how many lamps it is there means more than 700. From we have to consider both from these two, these three means 700 to 800, 800 to 900, 900 to 1000. So all will come under the lamps which is having the lifetime more than 700. So how many is there means we have to add all these three. 74 plus 62 plus 48, we will get 184 lamps. Here 86 will show which is the highest number, means which is the highest number of hours, means which class interval is having longest bar. Okay, that is different. The second question they are asking, how many lamps means which will be having more than 700 hours is 184 lamps. Next one is, the following table gives the distribution of students of two sections according to the marks obtained by them. Okay. Now represent the marks of the students of both the sections on the same graph by two frequency polygons. Okay. From the two polygons, compare the performance of the two sections. Yes. Here children, what they are asking is both also we have to represent on a same graph. Okay. So see here, same graph we are going to represent. Now from that we have to compare both the sections. Now what we will do means, if both the graphs we are showing on a same graph means, if we will draw histograms and if we will take the values, it will be little bit far. So what we will do means, the first one we will just find out the class mark, that is mid value of each and every class interval. 0 to 10 the middle value is 5. 10 to 20 the middle value is 15. Like that each and everything first we will find out the class marks for both the sections. Okay, now we are going to represent it on a graph sheet. So first here class marks are 5, 15, 25, 35, 45. Here also same way, class frequencies are 5, 15, both the classes are having the same. Now section A frequencies is this, section B frequencies is this. Now we will plot it on a graph. Here x-axis and y-axis. Here on x-axis it is showing class marks and on y-axis it is showing frequency. First we will take the first point, that is for class A, mark is 5 and frequency is 3. So this is one point we have to represent on the graph. So try to do it on a graph sheet, or else you just do it on a paper only. 5 and 3. So 5 on the, here is the 5 on the class marks and 4 on the frequency. So where is the 4? Here it is 2, here it is 4. So the value is here, 5 and 4. This is one point. Next one, 5 and 3. Next 15 and 9. So the class mark is 15. So here is the 15. Then the 9. Where is the 9 on the, this means 6, 8, 10. So 9 is in middle of the 6. Middle of 8 and 10. So here is the 9. So 9 and where is the 15 here? Here. So 9 and 15 where it will meet? This is the point it will meet. So this is our point 15 and 9. Next, same way 25 and 7. Now again 25. Where is the 25 on the class mark? Here is the 25. And 7, it will in between 6 and 8. This is the 7. So here is our 25 and 17. 25 is here. 17 means which will be in between 16 and 18. So this is the point. Like that we will plot all the points and we will draw polygon. Now by using this polygon we have to say which scored the less marks, which scored highest marks. From this we can conclude that section B students scored less marks in great numbers. Okay, here is the points we written here also. No need to go for the back page only. We by seeing these points also we can draw the graph. Next one, a random survey of number of children of various age groups playing in a park was found as follows. Age in years 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 5, 5 to 7, 10 to 15, 15 to 17. 5, 3, 6, 12, 9, 10, 4. Now draw a histogram to represent the data. Whenever we want to draw a histogram, first to see whether it's a continuous or not. Yes, it is there continuous. So we will go for the histogram here. So if we'll see for the scale also, here the number of children is varying from the 4 to 12. So we can take each and every unit 1, 2, 3 and all. So not much bigger values. And here we will take whatever they given intervals on a x-axis, y-axis number of children. If we'll see here 1 to 2, 2 to 3 and all will be mentioned on the age on x-axis, frequency on y-axis. Now first one 1 to 2, there are 5 children. So till 5 the histogram will be there. The bin is there. Next one 2 to 3, 3. So till 3 the histogram or bin will be there. Like that all the bins will be drawn. Next one, measures of central tendency. What is meant by central tendency and the measures? If we will see, the central tendency is nothing but the middle or average of the data. Here we are having 3 things to measure the central tendency. That is mean, median, mode. The first one is mean. What is meant by mean? Means so the first one is median. Mean, if we will see the mean, means is nothing but the average. How we will find the mean means sum of all the values by the number of values. Here if we'll see the mean of 3, 4, 5, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 8, 8, 9 means first we will add all the values, sum of values, that is 66, and number of values is 16, that is 66 by 11, that is 6. Next one is median. Median is nothing but exactly the middle number. Okay, if it is even number of values are there, there will be two middle numbers. If it is there odd number of values, we will get only one middle number. For example, here the middle number means 1 this side, 1 this side, 1, 1, if we'll cancel and go, finally we will get 6 in the middle. This is called as a median. If suppose if you have not having this 99, you are having only these numbers, that time you will be having even number of numbers. That time if we'll cancel and go, there will be two numbers are there in the middle. So how we can find the middle value means the average of these two, that is 5 plus 6 by 2, that is 11 by 2, 5.6 will be the answer. Okay, and we are having one formula also for this. What is that means? If I am having n number of values, then the median will be, if n is odd, then the median will be n plus 1 by second term, means n plus 1 by second term. If it is even, then n by second term plus n plus 1 by 2 term divided by 2. Very big formulas. No? Instead of that, we can go with the cancellation. Even if you want, you can use these formulas also. Now exercise 14.4. First one. The following number of goals were scored by a team in a series of 10 matches. Find the mean, median and mode of this data. First one is the mean. Mean means we have to add all the observations and the number of observations. So, first one, add all the observations. 2 plus 5 plus 4 plus 0 plus 1 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 plus 3. So, 2 plus 5, 2 plus 3, 5. 5 plus 4, 9. 9 plus 5, 14. 14 plus 0, 14. Plus 1, 15. Plus 3, 18. 18 plus 3, 21. 21 plus 4, 25 and plus 3, 28. By number of observations are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 28 by 10, that is 2.8. Next one is median. Children, whenever we are finding the mean, there is no need of arrangements because we will add anyway, we will get the same sum. But whenever we are finding the median, we should arrange first numbers in either ascending or descending order. By that way only we can find the middle value. So, if we will arrange the numbers in ascending order, here we can observe 0, 1, 2, 3, 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5. In that, this is an even number. So what we have to take, normally children, I will say for you to go for the method cancellation like this. Now the middle 2 are there, so we will add 3 plus 3 by 2. But with the help of formula means here 10 numbers is there which is even. So what we will do means the median will be the addition of some average of the middle two terms, that is n by 2 observation and n by 2 plus 1th observation. So n by 2 observation means that is 10 by 2 observation, 10 by 2 plus 1, that is 5th observation, 6th observation. From the given, the 5th observation is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the 5th observation and 6th observation is 3. So 3 plus 3 by 2 is 6 by 2. Again the median we will get 3. Then mode is which observation is repeating most number of times. Here if we'll observe the 3 is repeating more number of times, so the mode is 3. Next one. The following observations have been arranged ascending order. If the median of the data is 63, find the value of x. See here, it is already been arranged in a ascending order, it seems, means from smaller to bigger. So how many number of terms are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So if it is the 10 number of numbers, the median formula is, we will not get single median. We have to take two terms and we have to take the average. So how we have to take n by 2 observation, n by 2 plus 1 observation. So n by 2 observation means 5th observation and 6th observation. 5th observation is x and 6th observation is x plus 2. So x plus 2 by 2. They only given the median as 63. So x plus 2 by 2 is equals to 63. Now x plus x plus 2 by 2 is equals to 63. Now from both, if you will take 2 as a common, then 2 into x plus 2 by 2 is equals to 63. Now 2 will get cancelled. X plus 1 is equals to 63. X is equals to plus 1. If it will go that side, minus 1. X is equals to 62. Next one. Find the mean salary of 60 workers of the factory from the following table. So mean salary we have to find. First, here children, to find the mean, 16 workers are getting 3000 salary, means we have to take 16 workers, 3000 means 16 times we have to add 3000, 3000, 3000. Instead of adding, we can multiply 16 into 3000. No, that will be the salary of the 16 workers as a 3000. So for that, we will construct one more column like this here which will show the 3000 salary is getting by 16 members. So we will just multiply this both to get total amount getting by 16 members as a salary 3000. Next 4000 is getting by 12 members, that is 12 into 4000, 48,000. 5000 is getting by 10 members, so 10 into 5000, 50,000. 6000 is getting by 8 members, 48,000. 7000 is getting by 6 members, 42,000. Like that we will multiply all. Here this is called as a FI, frequency into the salary, that is XI. Now the total salary how we can find means this all if we'll add, then only all the members how much they are getting we will come to know. So that is how much? 3,05,000 salary is getting by all the workers in that factory or something. Now the total members is 60. Now mean is nothing but the total sigma Fi Xi. Sigma is nothing but summation. Finding the sum of all. Summation of Fi Xi by sigma Fi. Summation of all the workers, number of workers. So if we'll do that, 3,05,000 by 60 if we'll do, we will get 5,083 is the mean salary. Next one, this is your practice time, children. Please do the practice time, and even if you'll see here project time, which is your 14.1 exercise only. That is, give 5 examples of the data that you can collect from your daily life. From your daily life, what and all data you can collect? You can collect, example means, what is the milk consumption in your home daily? Means one day some people will bring half liter, some one day they will bring 1 liter, one day they will bring some other thing. Like that you can measure that each and every day how much the milk is consuming in your home. That is also one of the data only. Like that you can select and you can write any 5 examples from your daily life only. Nowadays we are having a lot of data which is related to corona. That also one of the data which you will be collecting daily. We will see, whatever the active cases, what all these cases, that cases and all, that also one of the data. Like that any 5 you take and divide the above data as a primary and secondary. Here if you'll see, primary data means which you will collect directly. Now you can ask your mother, daily you can collect how much milk is consumed today. Maybe she will say half liter, 1 liter, 1.5 liter, like that. That is the primary data which you are collecting from yourself. If you will take corona data, that you will collect directly from the hospitals or something, no, from the TV. Means whatever they will say, either it may be correct or wrong, you will listen. That is called as a secondary data. Like that, you will take 5 examples. No, that 5 examples, which is under primary, which is under secondary, you have to segregate. Okay, thank you children. Keep learning. Lakshmi Aravinda.